Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. It is Rachel here today. I just wanted to do like a little kind of get ready with me kind of situation. I have been feeling very into blues and greens only. Part of that's because my hair, part of that's because blue and greens are my favorite colors to play in. But today I wanted to do something different. I wanted to play in a little bit of fun stuff, a little bit of pink. So I did use the Midas and Smoky Glow palette, which is phenomenal, 10 out of 10. And then I used some of my Salt New York Cream Tint Pros, some e.l.f. lipsticks, you know, my Natasha foundation, all of that jazz. You'll get to see it. You can actually see a Beige tutorial because we're done with 25 days of eyeshadow. Woo! Anyway, if you are interested to see how I created this look, then please just keep on watching. So I tried to do a look and it didn't turn out very well. So this is my second go. I didn't want to do anything blue and green because that's what I always do, and I'm trying to, you know, branch out a little. So I decided to do something more on the pink, red, purple kind of side here. I really like the way it turned out, so we will get started. So I have my eyelids primed here with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. That's my project pan, so we're getting it used up. And then I decided today I wanted to use the Midas and Smoky Glow eyeshadow palette because I haven't dipped into this in a while. And honestly, this kind of formula is a little bit more difficult for me, but I'm starting to figure out how to make it work. So I'm very excited about that. So first I'm going to go in with the shade Colleague, which is the pink right here. And I'm going to take that on this AOA Studio E128 brush. These brushes are actually like pretty fire. Shade may not have been necessary, but that's how I started it. So I bring it all the way into my inner corner because that's kind of my preference with some eyeshadow. And then I'm going to kind of wing it out here. And I typically start all of my winged out looks this way just in case I want to do a full-on cut crease, if I want to do a half cut crease or just a bunch of shimmer. I just feel like this guideline kind of lays it out for anything that I may be tempted to do that day. Then I went in on a Morphe M507 brush, and I'm going to take the shade Warrior, which is the red in the palette. I never dip into reds, like, ever. So this one I decided, let's dip into her today, you know, because I don't use it very often. So I'm just going to put that slightly under where I put the pink, doing the same kind of thing. Then I'm also going to mix it with the deeper red in here, just not right away. And then I'm just going to top it with a little bit of the shade Amazing, which is right here. It's this really pretty, it looks so good in a smoky eye. It's like a burnt kind of purple red. I don't know, it's very unique, honestly. And I find with this formula, it's not quite a pressed pigment, but they can be a little bit difficult to layer. So as long as I'm not packing on too much of each color before putting it on, I don't have any issues blending. But if you're one of those people that just layers and layers and layers deep colors, you may have trouble with this. You just have to keep that in mind. Then I went on the Morphe E17 brush and I dipped into the shade Jump Cut, which is this like really bright kind of fun orangey pink shade, like a creamsicle-y kind of orange pink. And I decided to put that kind of at the top here just to change the undertone of everything just like slightly. So I'm just going to layer that over where I had the pink and blend it pretty much all the way up into my brow bone because that's my preference, as you guys know. Then I am also going to dip into the shade Basic, which is the white in here, this like bright kind of white shade. And just take that ever so lightly on the brush and go over like right in this inner portion and then right over the brow bone. I just find that that kind of clears it out a little bit without necessarily blanking out the space because I like things to go all the way up. Perfect. Now I'm going to do something you guys have never heard of before. I'm going to cut the crease, okay? I know, hold your applause. I don't do it very often. I'm just going to take my MAC paint pot. This isn't going to be a super precise or super blanked out cut crease because I don't necessarily need that. I just like to have a little bit of a sticky base for my shimmers, especially when working with bolder colors like this. So I'm just going to cut the crease and take it like kind of halfway through and deal with the outer edge afterwards. And see, I only cut that. I'm not like bringing it all the way down. I'm gonna blend it just a little bit with the brush, but I don't need it to be brought all the way down. So I'm just kind of doing enough, but I just want that guideline for where I'm laying the shimmer down. All right, then I'm gonna take my Rephr 02 flat brush, and I'm gonna take the shade Nutty, which of course everybody knows Nutty. It's this beautiful, delicious shimmer shade. I was thinking of using like one of my Cliona shimmers today, but honestly, Nutty is so gorgeous, and since I don't use this palette enough, I was debating between that and Leno, but I thought Nutty would just look the best here. So I'm just going to put that right over the paint pot, and the paint pot just gives it a little bit of a base to stick to, but this does look damn good with the glitter glue. Okay, so that's what I do. I cut the crease and then we move on to the next portion. So first I'm going to just go in with the shade Dofa, I mean. Dofa, how she says Dofa. It's like a dark shimmery shade. And I'm going to place that in between like the outer corner and in that shimmer just to kind of give it something to blend into. Because I prefer the look of like a deep shimmer blending into a deep matte on the outer corner rather than blending in the matte with that shimmer shade. I just find it looks a little bit more seamless. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Half Pony, which is the darkest brown in the palette, and I'm just going to add that on my outer corner. I'm going to use the same brush. It's just a Unicorn Cosmetics little fluffy brush. And I'm gonna pack it on. I just wiped it off my leg to remove some of the shimmer, but again, I like shimmers everywhere, so I'm not like all too concerned. Okay, and that's pretty much the eye look. So basically I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe, or this is a baby wipe since we always have those on deck with a baby in the house, and I'm just gonna clean up the edge. You guys know that, you know, winged out looks are pretty much what I always do because I just find them the most flattering and they're easy, and I think they always look, you know, pretty, even though I feel like my cut creases are a little bit different. That's fine. I'm just gonna clean up whatever's under my eye as well to prep for any concealer we'll be using. So we will get back to the eye look in a little bit. I really like it. It's so different for me as of right now because I just, even before this hair, blue and green is just, blue and greens are my neutral, and that's just the way it is. And so, yeah. So I know it's crazy doing our base on camera. I'm excited. I haven't done that in a while. First, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Hangover RX primer. I bought this during an Ulta sale a while back because I really, really adored it, but I haven't really been reaching for it, especially now that we started our project pan. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on before I start with my base, and I'm going to blend it out with a brush just because I don't want to bring it too far onto my neck and remove what I added. I'm going to use a little bit of my Neutrogena Radiant Primer Healthy Skin Serum for my primer as well, which you guys saw in our project pan. So I'm going to continue to use that. And this looks really, really good mixed in with foundation too. No, there we go. This will add just like a teens of bronziness into my skin. Not much, pretty sure, but something. Okay, cool. Now I've got a nice little glass concoction on our face. Now I prefer to do my base with a sponge a lot of times, at least for concealer and stuff, but for today I'm not going to because I'm too lazy. So, but I may just use like a dirty dry sponge to blend out one of my concealers. To start, I'm just going to go in with my Becca Under Eye Corrector in the shade Medium, and I'm just going to put that under my eyes. Again, this is in my project pan as well. Most things are, so be sure to check that out. I am a big fan of panning. I normally also just take whatever's left on my brush and bring it around my nose. I don't know why I do that, but it hasn't done me wrong, so. Then I'm going to go in with my Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. This is in our project inclusive. This has not enough shades, so I do not recommend buying it. I do really, really love this concealer, but I will not be purchasing it in the future, knowing what I know now about the shades involved. So I'm just going to put on like a decent amount of that, just like right there, and then I'll blend it outward with my brush. It's been sitting for a minute. I can't wait forever. This is a Mint Pear Rounded Soft Blend brush. I like this one for concealer. It's a little dense for highlighter, but it can be used. And that's what I'm gonna use to blend out my concealer for now. So I'm just gonna start on the outer edge and blend it outward, and then I will deal with the middle portion. That's pretty good. It's a nice like medium coverage concealer, and it's just so pretty. If only the range was there, because I would die for this concealer, truly. For my foundation concoction of the day, I'm going to mix my Neutrogena Foundation X with my Nude Sticks Tinted Cover Foundation and a little bit of the Hangover Primer. I'm just going to put it right here on my hand. Alana taught me this. She was like, I don't want to ruin my self-tanner, so I just put it right there. Genius. But the Foundation X is runny, so this is a scary process. I'll just build as needed. I'm just going to use a little bit and then go from there, because I really hate having like a bunch of excess foundation, honestly. It's definitely too dark for my face without self-tanner, but I've got something on my neck, so it'll be fine. Oh, this is a Sigma brush? Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. It's the rose gold type. Next to the IT Cosmetics Love is the foundation brush. This is a pretty solid foundation brush, honestly. I like that. I like that quite a lot. For my cream bronzer, can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? Salt New York, always. We do have an affiliate code with them, which you are free to use or free not to use. A lot of people have bought this off of our recommendation, but I don't care if you use it or not, honestly. It's just there if you want it. It's Twintorials 30. You can save 30% off of bundles. This is my bronzer bundle, Vic and I's bronzer bundle. So I'm going to go in with the medium shade and the deepest shade in here to start bronzing up. So first I just use my finger and I smear it in there. And I just place it where I want it to be. So they are pretty creamy, so they're not like as pigmented as they look right away. They blend out really well. So I just use this deepest one as like a cream contour, and then the bronzer one as a cream bronzer. And I'm just gonna use my finger to blend this in, honestly. I don't normally do that. I'll go in with a brush, but we'll switch it up today. Cool. There's a cream contour. I will blend it out a little bit more. I just have the bronzer on top. So, but these blend effortlessly with fingers, especially on like no foundation or just like a primer. So just bear that in mind. Then I'm gonna go in with my medium kind of bronzer shade. It's kind of hard to get in there now that there's this big ass pan with my nails, but I'm just gonna grab that and put it there, and on my forehead. And these also, if you are unaware, Kiki G is the owner of this, who is a YouTuber here. The range is incredible on these, and the magnetic palette is also from Salt New York. She's phenomenal. She's also a dear friend of mine nowadays. So I highly recommend supporting this brand. They're amazing. Then I'm going with powder bronzer. I will go in with cream blush and stuff, but since I don't powder my face, it doesn't really matter what order I go in. So in our Project Inclusive, we're also having anything from like Physicians Formula, and we've got this big ass palette. This Tarte magnetic palette that's holding all the Physicians Formula crap, minus this highlighter that's from Be Perfect. I don't like these bronzers very much. They are really like overly pigmented. I don't know why people rave about them so much. So I'm going to take like a very kind of fluffy brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH06 brush to bronze, just to make sure that I don't like overdo it, especially with the Cream Tint Pros underneath. I don't really need any more bronzer, but I'm going to use some anyway, just because it's in my project pan. But I also hate the smell of coconut. Fun fact about me, I hate the smell of pina coladas and coconut, so like everybody loves the scent of these. I despise them. All right, now that's on, we are going to do blush. I have an idea. So I haven't been using highlighter nowadays because honestly my base is so dewy, I don't feel the need for it. I'll use my Salt New York ones today because I love those and I wanted to use the blushes as well. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This one is Radiant. No, it's the Radiant Cream Tint Pro in the shade Beige. It's a really nice neutral to champagne kind of toned highlighter for light to medium skin tones, so I really like that one. But again, I haven't really been using highlighter right now. I'll just put that on my finger. It is gorgeous. I mean, I love the Cream Tint Pros and I love the highlighters. They kind of remind me of like the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, but in like a cream highlight form, so you can use them on like a sponge to go over your base if it's like too matte, and it won't have like any like glitter or anything. It won't just look like you put liquid highlighter everywhere, which is really nice. I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead. Ta-da! Now, blush, my favorite. So, Kiki sent us all of these obviously, so that's why I have so many. I would have bought them. I told her I was going to buy them and she's like, no, and sent them anyway, so there's that. But here are our blushes, here are our options, so let me debate. I'm thinking, because I think I'm gonna use Spice. I think this is Spice. Is it Spice? Yeah, this is the shade Spice. It pulls a little bit warmer on the cheeks, or a little bit pinkier on the cheeks, for me anyway. So I'm gonna mix it with the Cream Tint, the Radiant Cream Tint Pro. It's a highlighter in the shade Rust. This makes the most beautiful blush topper for like medium skin tones. Clearly this is a highlight for deeper skin tones, but it's not a highlight on me. So I'm just gonna pick it up with my finger like I have been doing. So I'm first gonna go in with the blush and put it up here. It's like, it's such a beautiful shade. It's literally, are you kidding me? This is like the perfect holiday color. I'm so glad that they added this to their collection because it's really just, it does it for me. I'm gonna add that right there, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of the highlighter and rub it on my finger and then tap it on top and then blend it out after. And these are already pretty radiant, but it just adds like some extra shine. Brush again to blend that out. Is that not stunning? Look at that. Are you kidding me? It's like my favorite blush combo at the moment. I'm just gonna take my concealer brush and tap tap right here. And that's pretty much all from the base next to my faux freckles. So I guess we'll just finish off the eyes, which are gonna be Simple Dimple. Okay, so to finish off my eyes, what do I want to do? I think I'm just gonna go in with the shade Amazing, that deeper kind of rusty red shade, and run that under my eyes on that same kind of Shop Mistake fluffy brush from the beginning. A little bit of that dark brown on the outer edge, but I kind of like that combo. Not even combo, that one shade on its own. Take a little pencil brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Basic, which is the matte white in the palette, and put it on my inner corner. I love a nice white inner corner. This isn't my favorite white, but it's not bad either. It's just not as good as like my, like the ABH Norvina Volume 1. I hate that palette, but that white. That's all I'm gonna do on camera. I'm gonna do mascara, maybe lashes. I think probably just mascara, but if I'm feeling feisty, and my lips. And then I will be back to show you the completed look. All right, here's the completed look. I threw in some earrings. For my lip combo, I used the NYX lip liner in Downtown Beauty, I think it's called. It's Downtown something, it's just a brown. And then I used the e.l.f. Seriously Satin lipstick in, let's see, the shade Creme, and then I used a little bit of the Dose of Colors gloss in Save the Date, which is this like pearly kind of gloss. It created the most beautiful, like cooler toned kind of nude brown, so I'm like obsessed with that. For mascara, I used my Milk Lash Primer and the Iconic London mascara I've been raving about. And I decided to go against freckles because I really like the way this glow is going, and I feel like freckles can sometimes cover that up, so I'm not going to do this today. Shockingly enough, I'm sorry, I did not wear lashes. I cannot be bothered, but that is all for this tutorial. It was very long, but I'm very happy to have played in some pinks, not blues. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below whatever you feel like. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.